Hi, my name is Sebastian Gonzalez, and today I'm going to be showing you the basics of Onshape. So first thing you want to do is just go ahead, open up your browser, whatever you use, Google Chrome, Internet Explorer. Just open it up and type in onshape.com into the search bar and get onto Onshape. First thing you want to do is go over to sign in. Don't worry, Onshape is free. The only thing is that with free accounts, everything you create is public, so anyone can search up and use things that you've created. So what you want to do is click right here on sign up, and just pause the video, and when you can come back, we can continue the tutorial. So what you want to do is go over here to create and hit document, and that'll let you make a new document where you're going to make whatever you want a 3D model. And here you can type in a name for your document. I'm not going to type in anything, and just hit create document, and you are welcomed by this, your workspace. So the first thing we're going to do is just basic drawings. So what you want to do is up here you're going to hit sketch, and then you're going to choose what plane you want to sketch on. So kind of think of it as a piece of paper. For example, you're going to be drawing on the top piece of paper, so anything you draw is going to be on there. You choose front, it's going to be on here. Choose right, it's going to be on here. You can also make more planes, but we'll get into that later on in the tutorial. You can hold right click to just freely look around, and if you hold down your scroll wheel, you can just move around the workspace. So the first thing we're going to do is use a line. Well, it's simple. Click once, click again, and you've made a line. I mean, that's about it. You can make whatever you want. In order for a shape, see how I close the shape? When a shape is closed, the center area will be shaded in. That shows that a shape is closed, and you can then model that shape. So if I were to click off of line, I can just click on the center. It'll select the entire shape, and if I go over here, over to extrude, look at that. We've just made a 3D shape. You can mess around, adjust the height. Here you can, if you want, you can just type in a height. You can set it to symmetric, so it'll do it on both sides of the plane. Up to next is if I had like another shape, let's say right here, I could click on the face of the shape and it'll go up to that face. Same with up to face, same up to part, but it would go up to the next part. Through all is just, it'll quite literally just go through everything that's in front of it. So if you hit remove, you could just make a hole very quickly. Here we can make, up here, right there, you can make rectangles. So this is a corner rectangle, so you're going to be drawing it from the corner. Personally, the one that I like to use is, if you click on this little arrow here, it'll bring down drop down menu. I like to use the center triangle, because center rectangle, I don't know, it just makes things a lot easier. Next we have our circles. So we have a center point circle. It's like the center rectangle. It'll just make the circle from the center. You can make it however big, however small you want. A spline is used basically if you just kind of just want to mess around, make any shape you want. Now if it gets like a little bit too crazy, it might not let you. I made a really weird E there. Text, it's quite literally just text. So I could type in hi, check mark, and there I've written hi, and if I want, I can select hi, and if you ever wanted a 3D hi, there you go. And here is the construction lines actually. So you can make any line into a construction line. So all you have to do is select it, hit construction, and it's now a construction line. So to show you, I have a construction line. If I were to go ahead and try and finish this triangle, it wouldn't work because the construction line isn't solid. Now on to like the sketch. This is what I was talking about. If you wanted to like curve a rectangle, this is a much easier way to do it. So you just click here, and then you click the the two lines that make the edge you want to curve. There you go. And here you can just choose the radius of the curve. Not gonna make it 5. Let's go 0.5. There you have a nice curve. Trim. Let's just say I want to get rid of a line. You hit the scissors. It's gone. Offset. Quite literally, it'll make a duplicate of whatever you want, and it'll just offset it from the shape. There you go. You have a new line 1.24 inches away. Mirror. Oh, you know what? That offset line works perfectly for this next one. Mirror. So the first thing you want to choose is the mirror line. So just what is it going to flip over? So it's going to mirror across this new line that we just made, and let's say we want to mirror the shape to the other side of that line. Just click on every little part of that shape, and there you go. You just mirrored the exact thing, same distance, everything, perfectly across that line. And this one, the dimension tool, is so useful. It'll let you basically edit anything you want. So for example, we're just going to edit the size of this line. Let's make it 5 inches. For a circle, no, I don't want to use that circle thing. I just really like center circles. Dimension, I can make my circle bigger by just doing that, and you can change the diameter of your circle. Say I want to make my diameter 5. I don't know why I'm making everything multiples of 5, but you know what? Let's go with it. Now concentric. So let's say I made these two circles, but I wanted them to be perfectly inside each other. Honestly, you don't really need to use it because you can just do this and it'll be perfectly inside of the other, but whatever. Oh, accidentally deleted that other circle. There we go. Click that, boom. Concentric circles. And something really nice, now that lets you just select, let's cut off there, but whatever. That lets you just select this like mid section of the circle, I guess you could call it, instead of the whole thing, and now you've made a donut or a wheel. Not really a donut because you haven't rounded the edges, but you get the point. Here, this next one is parallel lines, so we can just that, and now they're perfectly parallel to each other, and we can also set them equal to each other, and now they are the same length. If I were to go into dimension, you see, it's gonna pull it all the way over here. There we go, exact same number. And now you'll see that the dimension, like the little dimension thing that you made, is grayed out because you set them equal to each other. So technically, since it's set equal to each other, you can't change this one's length because then they wouldn't be equal. But something cool, if I do, and if I do any changes to this line, it'll tap into the other line. We're gonna go make a rectangle really quick. Extrude it. I usually like mine to be symmetric. Let's make it 2.5. So the first thing we're gonna do is, it's fillet or fillet. I don't know. A fillet just sounds nicer, rolls off the tongue better. But you can just click on the edges of your cube. And look at that. You can round the edges of your cube. Just pull it. And these are just basically, the easiest way to explain it would be just kind of look at the shape. Conic compared to circular. Just the slightest difference. Slightest difference in the shape. Basically just personal preference. Something similar to that is going to be chamfer, and instead of rounding the edges, it'll just give you like a really just hard edge. two distances. It'll just like decide how far each side of the chamfer is. So that one will make 0.5, and let's make that 1 inch. Now you've made a little slope right there. Distance and angle. So what is the angle of the chamfer, and how far do you want it to go? So don't make it 90. 90 won't work. Let's go for 60. And maybe a 0.5, because, you know, I don't know why, but everything has to be in multiples of 5 for me. Because, you know, that's a thing that just randomly started happening. Ribs. I mean, the easiest way to explain it would be a rib cage. So I'm just gonna do a little sketch right here, because that'll let me use ribs properly. But first, before I use ribs, God, that sounds so weird just saying I'm gonna use a rib. Shells, pretty important. Just lets you hollow out the shape, and the shell thickness is the thickness of this. So if you want to make like the amount hollowed out smaller, just increase that number 1. Yeah. We're gonna leave it at 0.1, and we are going to make a rib. So the sketch profiles, you're gonna click on the line that's going to be the rib, and luckily it already selected part 1, but you normally have to select, and you see it's made just that rib in the center. You choose how thick it is. I don't know, 0.2, 0.5 to stick with that multiple of 5 theme. Don't try doing that. My bad. I meant to click here, extend rib profiles to part, and it'll just connect to the sides, despite the sketch not actually touching the sides. We hit hole. Now, hole. If you want to make a hole, don't use hole. You know what you do? You click here, you click extrude, and you hit remove. It'll do the same thing. A lot fewer steps. No, maybe you can make a cube bucket from this. Pour the water out the sides. I don't know, whatever you want. So yeah, those are basically the basics of Onshape, and from there you'd be surprised how far you can get. Just, yeah, again, reiterating from before, just make random stuff, it'll work out. You can make some pretty cool things on this program, and yeah, honestly, just mess around, have fun. That's honestly the best advice I could give. Mess around, have fun. If you're not having fun, you're not going to make anything you like. And yeah, have a nice day.